Recently approved by the FDA for treating type 2 diabetes, GLP-1 receptor agonists have now become widely associated with rapid weight loss. But what do people really know about these drugs? Let's find out.
Let's go interview some people on the street to see what they know about Ozempic and GLP-1 drugs. Hi, do you know about Ozempic or GLP-1 drugs?
Yeah, it's like that weight loss shot that celebrities take, right?
Oh, do you know how it actually works though?
And doesn't it just like burn fat?
Everyone online says it's just some miracle drug.
I just heard it makes you not hungry anymore.
Wait, but what even is a GLP-1? Is it a weight loss drug? It just does so many different things.
Well, very glad you asked that question. GLP-1 stands for glucagon-like peptide 1. The drugs we are talking about are GLP-1 agonists. Sounds kind of complicated, right? But the truth is, you already have heard of GLP-1 agonists before. You ever heard of Ozempic? What about Wegovy? Mounjaro? If you have, then congratulations. You know the brand names for GLP-1 agonists. But what is a GLP-1 agonist? What does it do? And what's the difference between a GLP-1 agonist and a GLP-1? Well, GLP-1 agonists are a group of weight loss drugs that are approved to treat certain conditions such as type 2 diabetes, PCOS, which is polycystic ovarian syndrome, and heart disease, and of course, obesity. Because of their effectiveness in weight loss, people often hail them as a miracle drug, with many celebrities, social media influencers, and companies actively promoting their usage. GLP-1, though, by itself, is a 30 amino acid peptide hormone that the body normally creates in the small intestine after you eat. This is the hormone that, in short terms, signals satiety. When we discuss GLP-1 drugs, we are talking about the GLP-1 agonists, which are meant to mimic this natural hormone in our body.
What do you know about how GLP-1s actually work, though?
I don't actually really know anything.
GLP-1 is a hormone your body naturally releases after you eat, mainly from intestinal L cells. Its job is basically to tell the body that it has just eaten and to respond appropriately. GLP-1 receptor agonists work by mimicking that same signal. From a chemical standpoint, GLP-1 receptor agonists are engineered to closely resemble the natural GLP-1 peptide, so they can still bind and activate the same receptor. However, native GLP-1 is not very useful as a drug because it is destroyed extremely quickly in the bloodstream, usually within a few minutes. So let's talk about semaglutide, the GLP-1 receptor agonist used in Ozempic, to show how this problem can be solved through a few key structural modifications. First, at position 8, the normal alanine is replaced with AIB, or 2-amino isobutyric acid, which makes the molecule much less recognizable to the enzyme DPP-4. Normally, DPP-4 recognizes the N-terminal region of GLP-1 and cleaves it near the alanine-containing site, converting it into a much less active form. By changing that residue, semaglutide becomes far more resistant to enzymatic breakdown. It also has a fatty diacid side chain attached through a linker, lysine 26, which lets it bind to albumin in the blood. Albumin is the main carrier protein in plasma, so binding to it helps drugs circulate longer and avoid rapid clearance. That binding helps shield semaglutide from breakdown, reduces how quickly it is cleared by the kidneys, and keeps it in the body much longer. A third change, lysine 34 to arginine, helps direct the side chain attachment to the correct location during synthesis. Importantly, these modifications preserve the overall GLP-like structure enough for receptor binding and activation to still occur. This matters because in GLP-1 receptor signaling, the C-terminus region mainly helps the peptide dock onto the receptor, while the N-terminus region is important for triggering receptor activation. So the challenge in drug design is to protect the molecule from rapid degradation without disrupting the parts of the structure needed for biological activity, and semaglutide does that by keeping the peptide GLP-1-like while strategically modifying the cleavage-sensitive and clearance-sensitive regions. These drugs bind to GLP-1 receptors, which are found in a few key places: the pancreas, the gastrointestinal tract, and the brain. And that's important because the effects of these drugs come from acting on all three systems at once. First, in the pancreas, GLP-1 receptor activation helps beta cells release more insulin, but this happens in a glucose-dependent way, meaning the effect is strongest when the blood sugar is already elevated, like after a meal. At the same time, it reduces glucagon release from the alpha cells, and since glucagon normally tells the liver to put more glucose into the blood, lowering glucagon helps bring the blood sugar down. Second, in the stomach and GI tract, GLP-1 agonists slow gastric emptying, so food leaves the stomach more slowly, and glucose enters the bloodstream more gradually. That helps reduce sharp post-meal blood sugar spikes, and it also helps people stay full for longer. Third, in the brain, especially in appetite-regulating pathways, these drugs increase satiety and reduce hunger, so people often feel satisfied sooner and naturally will eat less. Overall, GLP-1 agonists work through several coordinated mechanisms. They increase glucose-dependent insulin secretion, decrease glucagon, slow gastric emptying, and reduce appetite. That combination is why they can improve blood sugar control and also promote weight loss.
What do you know about the potential risks of GLP-1s?
I've heard of Ozempic phase.
While GLP-1 drugs can have many benefits for a person's health, there are also some important side effects that need to be considered. These
These include and are not limited to nausea, vomiting, indigestion, diarrhea, and dizziness, as well as withdrawal symptoms if the drug is stopped suddenly, leading to rebound effects like weight gain, increased blood sugar, and increased blood pressure. The gastrointestinal symptoms are caused in part by one of the ways that GLP-1s work, which is by reducing the rate of gastric or stomach emptying. This allows you to feel full for longer, but also causes the stomach to feel heavy, which can in turn lead to nausea and vomiting. Some other major side effects of GLP-1s include chronic pancreatitis and medullary thyroid cancer, although these are slightly rarer. Chronic pancreatitis refers to inflammation of the pancreas. GLP-1s stimulate the secretion of insulin, which is originally created in the beta cells of the pancreas. By stimulating this organ, this can potentially lead to harmful inflammation. On the other hand, medullary thyroid cancer has only had a link proven in rodents, and human studies are ongoing and have inconclusive evidence at this time. However, the FDA has put out a warning about medullary thyroid cancer in GLP-1s regardless, and it is something that is important to take into account. Finally, one of the best known side effects of Ozempic and other GLP-1s is rapid and very prominent weight loss. This results in a condition that people often call Ozempic face. However, it can be caused by any GLP-1 drug because all of them can cause severe weight loss. The hallmarks of this are sagging skin and a sunken, hollowed-out appearance, as you can see here with wrinkles and sunken cheeks and a hollowed-out appearance in the upper areas of the face.
Now in popular culture, GLP-1s have been a huge hit. Various celebrities have openly stated that they have used GLP-1s like Ozempic and Wegovy. Lizzo, Oprah, Meghan Trainor, they're just some of the celebrities who have used this drug, and Oprah has even outwardly stated that she regrets not knowing about it sooner. GLP-1s in general have a wide target audience. Many people want to lose weight, therefore GLP-1s are seen as an easy weight loss solution. Companies such as For Hers, a women's health company, have come out offering cheap access to GLP-1s for consumers. Various weight loss influencers have also showcased GLP-1s for weight loss. Across TikTok, Instagram, and other social media platforms, you can easily see influencers who have jumped on the GLP-1 train after seeing their favorite celebrity use them. This also promotes advocacy for affordable weight loss medication because, as said before, many people want to lose weight in an easy and affordable way. However, while this growth of promotion of this drug brings light on a favorable solution, many of those who use this drug can downplay the bad that comes with the drug, and this can lead to misuse.
With the rapid increase in popularity of GLP-1s, they are also subject to being used or acquired in unintended ways, for example for cosmetic weight loss influenced by toxic beauty standards and social media, as well as widespread celebrity promotion as we have just discussed. Many people also seek out cheaper alternatives to these drugs as they can be difficult to afford even with insurance. This could include going to unapproved sources and even making the drugs at home or finding alternative formulations to name brand drugs. The New York Times reported a story about one woman who had received a prescription for a non-name brand GLP-1 formulation from a telehealth service. When she received her package, it only contained a bag of syringes and a vial for her to draw the drug out of herself. She performed the injection, but 3 hours later found that she could not stop vomiting and did so almost hourly for the next 2.5 days. As it turns out, she had mistakenly taken 5 times the amount of the drug that she was supposed to take, which is a very easy mistake to make. In addition, Poison Control Center calls and overdose reports of GLP-1s have skyrocketed over the last couple of years. On the other hand, a USA Today article discussed how many people are beginning to purchase peptides from online to mix their own GLP-1s at home, called gray GLP-1s. However, there is no way to guarantee the safety or purity of these peptides as they come from unapproved sources, and thus they can lead to dangerous side effects. One woman explained how she had followed videos on TikTok to purchase, mix, and inject the GLP-1s herself, and you can see the syringes that she used right here. For her, she says that the risk of receiving contaminated products is worth it because it makes the cost of acquiring the drug so much cheaper. These situations highlight the risks associated with misusing GLP-1s, but also point out the important issues of accessibility and affordability for important medications.
Where did they even come from, and what are they doing with them now?
The history and future of GLP-1s, discovery and clinical trials. In the early 1900s, researchers began studying gut hormone therapy and the improving effect. In the 1980s, scientists identified GLP-1 from the pro-glucagon gene. By 1989 and 1990, they found GLP-1 improved insulin secretion, but it broke down too quickly by DPP-4 enzymes. Doctors Pisano, Rothman, and Ang studied venom from the Gila monster found in the U.S. Southwest and Mexico. They isolated Extendin-4, a 39 amino acid peptide that binds to the GLP-1 receptor and stimulates insulin Secretion. The key advantage was that it remained active for hours and resisted DPP-4 degradation. This stability made Exendin-4 the foundation for therapeutic drug development. 2025 was the busiest year on record for GLP-1 trials. In chronic kidney disease, trials showed slower CKD progression and fewer kidney events. For obstructive sleep apnea, studies demonstrate reduced severity through weight loss. In addiction research, GLP-1 receptor activation in the ventral tegmental area and nucleus accumbens dampens dopamine release, reducing cravings for alcohol, nicotine, opioids. The mechanism works by recalibrating reward circuits through glutamatergic and GABAergic modulation without suppressing baseline dopamine. Clinical results show low-dose semaglutide reduce alcohol consumption and craving in adults with alcohol use disorder, while a small liraglutide trial showed around 40% reduction in opioid craving. In Alzheimer's disease, EVOKE trials improved biomarkers but showed limited cognitive benefit. Polyagonist drugs are being developed that target multiple receptors, GLP-1, GIP, and glucagon, for enhanced effects. Expansion also includes autoimmune diseases, neurodegenerative conditions, and cardiovascular protection. Research is focused on understanding mechanisms beyond known metabolic pathways.